Everyone, how you doing? It's Friday. It's the end of the month here, and this is not going to be one of your typical rah-rah buyer seller home type videos. But I've noticed just a lot of negativity in the marketplace in the last couple of weeks, and the mainstream news doesn't really help or paint a beautiful picture of the housing market. Now, just remember, a few short weeks ago, everything was fine, and interest rates were fine, and blah, blah, blah. But this has been something that's been coming down the pike for a bit of time, and I just really want to look at what is really going on out there and dispel some of the things that I'm hearing. Oh, it's 2008 all over again, when it in fact is not, and there are reasons why, factual reasons why it's not 2008 all over again. And what we're seeing out there. Let's talk about that one. First of all, in 2008, there were a lot more riskier loan products out there. You had people with the stated income properties, stated income loans. You had people that were over leveraging themselves, and the banks were allowing it. You had temporary fixed mortgages. They were called teaser rates. You had interest-only loans because they thought equity was just going to keep rising in properties, and it was never going to go down. So that's one of the biggest reasons. The other reason is the amount of people in the marketplace today, the demand with the generation, the millennials, who have produced the largest group of home buyers in history at that home buying age. So homes are still going to be in demand. The other thing is the whole COVID market, where it kind of blew everything up artificially, and now it's kind of going back to normal. And I think people didn't realize that the last 2 years, that pandemic caused a surge in not only home buying outside of the essential areas like Manhattan and more of the inner cities where people want to move out to the suburbs again, but now people are actually, some are going back. A lot of people that bought during the pandemic are going back to whence they came. That kind of blew up the market as well. And let's really look at interest rates and what's happening with interest rates. The Fed is doing all they can to slow down the housing market because they're trying to tamper inflation, but it's also slowing down other things as well. So we're looking at rates in 6 and 7%. And new home buyers, this is new to them. They think that, the last decade we had such artificially suppressed home rates that that people thought that was the norm when it was not. But I want to give you the flip side of this, because the heading of this video is called Positive Vibes Only. Now let's look at what's happening here. So we're going back to a more normalized market, which is going to create more opportunities for buyers, but also sellers. The market's not going down. Home prices are not coming down, with the exception of some certain areas where they are. In my area, I'm in the Northeast, a couple of miles from New York City, so we always have a strong market because of that, where we're located. But home prices are not going down. The rate at which homes appreciations are accelerating is slowing. And appreciation rates are most definitely going to slow as well. So that's what we're looking at. But we're looking at a smaller buyer pool. And that's why I always say, if you're a listing agent, the biggest thing you could do right now is market your properties to fill in that gap. That, where home buyers have gotten priced out of the market. But home prices are still going up. And even more so, rental prices are going up. So you're going to get hit. If you're a renter, you're going to pay higher rates. If rental rates, if you're a home buyer, you're going to pay higher interest rates on your home, and home prices are still going up. And home prices for 2023 still are going to go up, maybe 2 to 5%, not like the 20% we've seen year over year. But if you take a look at it, odds are you're better off buying a home that you can afford. And when the rate does come down, which it probably will, at some point you can always refi out of it, you know? Look at that monthly payment. When I first bought my first house, it was in 1995, and the interest rate was 17%. 17%. Unheard of, right? 17%. The price of the home was only $113,000 at the time, but it's all relative. Now we're looking at rates at 7%, and where I'm sitting in my area of Nutley, New Jersey, you know, the rates are around 6-7%, and the median price home is about $500,000. And for all you home sellers out there, if you have a home and you price it appropriately and you market it appropriately, odds are you're still going to have an offer in the first and second week. So I don't want people thinking that it's a total lopsided buyer's market now. It is not. It's still a seller's market, and there's still demand. So the flip side of this thing, and the good vibe part of it, is it's going to open up the market to more buyers. There's going to be more opportunities for buyers in 2023. And the people that sat out the market the last 2 years, now's your opportunity. And the reason I know why is because this past week alone, we had an offer that we made on a property, and we were outbid, and then a week later they came back, the people backed out. There's going to be a lot of buyer's remorse going on. So agents, if you're out there and you have your buyer clients, make sure if you put an offer and it doesn't get accepted, make sure they hold it for a backup. There's a lot of that going on right now. And that's where the opportunity is for buyers. Also, for realtors, you're not going to have to go nuts like you were doing last year with buyers. You're not going to have to, as soon as a home hits the market, get out there and have 30, 40 offers on the property. All right? So it's going to calm things down there also. It's going to stabilize our housing market, which it needs to be. This is another cycle we're going into. It's not 2008, but if you were around for 2008, you'll understand that it's not 2008. This isn't a housing crisis. This isn't a mortgage crisis. This is an adjustment, and this is the Fed actually slowing things down. And that's a good thing for buyers and sellers. All right? In the long term, buying a home is still the best option to build wealth. And that's the positive side of it. There's going to be a lot of opportunity. Going to be a lot of opportunity out there, guys. So I hope you enjoy your weekend. Again, it's Matt DeFeedy, and this is Living in Nutley. Subscribe, please, and follow me. Every week I put out a new video, new content. Talk to you soon.